Welcome to another Exposition Break video. We wanted to visit PT and just, try and play this from beginning to end. So welcome, Sean. Sean's going to be my guide through this. I've never finished this, and frankly, I find it too terrifying to finish on my own, so Sean's here to help.
I finished it a few times, but the last time I played through it, I tried to show it to my brother, and he was I think the problem was I tried to get him to play it, and he was not used to 3D cameras.
Okay.
And because I was like, oh, this is a game, there isn't much, there's one action button, there's movement. In my head, that means anyone can do it, and I was super wrong.
I'm spinning in circles. Yeah.
Yeah, that was basically the thing.
I can only look at the ceiling because I keep pushing up. Yeah.
We'll do subtitles in English, though I will note that they some of the messages are different in different languages. So,
Interesting.
They're not like different translations. They're very, very different to the point that the way fans have interpreted is basically they're all different lines from the same story, but they're not supposed to be translations. They're supposed to be read as kind of its own puzzle. It is part of the fitting things together and the weird international effort. By all accounts, Kojima and company thought it would take more than the 6 hours that it took to beat the game.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot there about what that may have meant for him and Konami and all that kind of stuff. And that's partly what inspired this. Partly, I just finished Silent Hill 2, which inspired me to go, check this out again. And we've just been talking a whole lot about all of this recently. So it seems like a good time to hop back in. I'm going to bump up the brightness pretty high, mostly because it's streaming. I know if you get a dark signal, there isn't much we can do about it after the fact. Or not streaming, recording it. So instead, I'm going to goose it. Plus, my monitor settings are actually set pretty dark. So on my end, they don't look too crazy.
Yeah, for people who aren't familiar, blacks tend to crush together more than whites if you're streaming, and video codecs crush together blacks. Mm-hmm. So they don't work well if you're going to compress video.
Yep. All right, I'm going to hit go.
Seven eighties classic studio.
Another one of his fake studios.
Watch out.
Every time I see this part, I think there should be VO, but there isn't.
No, it kind of feels that way.
Yeah. And mating cockroaches, yay. So this was built in the Fox engine.
I feel like this is probably the second to last game you play on your PS4, the last one probably being Metal Gear Solid 5 later at some point.
It might be, although I can play that on... I actually have a PC copy of that I'll probably...
Oh, yeah.
Hack the hell out of. So...
Okay, well then this might be the last time you play on the PlayStation 4, we'll see.
Might be.
Maybe we'll do some co-op something.
I'm sure we will. This thing will sit in this room and I'll get some use out of it.
Yeah, I just remembered we're in the middle of a co-op thing that I forgot up until now.
Yeah, we need to get into that, but...
This is cool.
It looks really good.
It's amazing that it still looks good. Mm-hmm. That is crazy that in a day of cyberpunk and... souped up next generation consoles and even more powerful PCs, this not even late PS4 game, this quite early PS4 game looks this good.
When his 10-year-old son came to investigate the commotion, the father shot him too. His 6-year-old daughter had the good sense to hide in the bathroom, but reports suggest he lured her out by telling her it was just a game. The girl was found shot once in the chest from point-blank range. The mother, who he shot in the stomach, was pregnant at the time. Police arriving on scene after neighbors called 911 found the father in his car
911. That's
listening to the radio.
Yeah, but I mean, that just also happens. I don't know. That's to me always just the coincidence of 911 being 911.
Yeah, no, totally. I don't think they're doing like a
looking up there.
Oh,
Always
yeah.
good to look upstairs because this area is going to change for people who haven't experienced the game before.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to change, actually. I
Yeah.
don't... Like, I'm not clear... I've sat with people who play through this multiple times and such and seen different... seen actually a fair number of playthroughs, and I'm still not real clear all the different variables.
There's some weird triggers. I mean, I've played enough to know that like stuff triggers at weird times, and I don't know if Lance has figured out all the hooks that take place, but yeah,
I don't think he's tried.
Yeah.
I would love it. I would love to see a full-on, kind of backwards creation of the game, but I think that that's still kind of beyond everyone without having like the uncompressed source code. So
yeah.
uncompiled.
I mean, who would have thought that he could figure out the voice part of it? So, so this part's just super cool. Like the first time you see this is just
the first time you go through is still like, well, this game is different.
Yep. Boozy.
I've said this to you before, but I remain amazed that, like, obviously Resident Evil tried to take some parts of the atmosphere to this, but just the going through the endless hallway.
It's funny, like what has. So one of the most recent places I've seen the endless hallway show up is in the latest Call of Duty, of all places.
Oh wow!
Yeah. That's why I want you to play that game.
Oh yeah. I remember I mentioned that.
There's some crazy.
That picture is creepy still. That one.
These two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Banana peel. Like, yeah. Every item is recognizably a realistic version of itself, and I kind of love that. So we got to go back. We can't actually go through there yet, so let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go further back. The door is not opening.
That is a funny thing about this is like how little, like you largely don't have hand. There's like a moment later where there's the door's cracked and there's like nothing you can do about it. And it's like, just open it. But
there are a lot of these moments where like, and no one knows. It's like, what?
So like, here's some environmental control stuff, which, you know, that's just, I never noticed there was an R3 thing there for
telling us that
you can
and
zoom.
that is a clue, is the crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is how you later on solve one of the few puzzles.
Yeah.
But like, what exactly is the trigger for the door opening? I don't know. and I played this at one point in time with a few friends back in Florida. We did it like 3-4 times in a row, and the number of times we had to like go through the loops and such was radically different. Like one person it was just like 4. It was like very short, and one person it was just like
just time and
this
time
is
again.
never going to end. Yeah, and it like that randomness in a horror game felt really powerful. The fact that even if you're like working from a walkthrough, you played it before, you still do not know what is going to happen every time you go through the loop.
So the cockroaches seem to largely point to her presence in a particular spot, right?
Maybe.
You can hear her crying in there.
I mean, eventually we're gonna have to get into the bathroom, but I don't know when.
When I was screwing around, so there's the thing that Lance figured out where she's always behind you. Yes. There was a moment where if you stand in the right spot here in one of the,
I think you can see her reflection.
Yeah, you can see her shadow at the very least.
Which is so like. Again, like, there aren't many lights, there isn't that much going on, but lighting is very effective. Freaks the hell out of me. like the reflection on the floor there still looks really good. The Fox engine is a good engine.
It is.
I
Apparently,
don't
it's
know how
hard to
actually
work
making
in.
it. I was gonna say I don't know how making a game actually is, but it looks really good.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Chill.
do that.
You up there? No. All right. That's later. Let's see. Do I need to? Yep, there's the trigger. See, there's the cockroaches.
Did you rewatch the Silent Hills trailer I sent you?
The one with the slugs and the toys and stuff,
Yes,
and the giant lady.
That's my favorite
Yes.
one. That's the one that it's always kind of difficult for me to find.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's like the timing of stuff is very good and
I was screwing around this, so that's just making sure everything worked for the tech, and I played up to this point, and I couldn't get that to trigger for the life of me, and it's funny that triggered first time there.
well that's the thing, and there's always I guess one of the things that distinguishes it, I think, from a lot of games to me is it's willing to wait longer than other things and force players to wait. Like it has a weird patience about the entire affair that's very much like, well, maybe she's going to be there, maybe. God, that's still.
Right, it's just unnerving. And like, I think it forces you to confront her. You can't just like walk away and have her disappear. No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fun.
So I don't know if you know this, but radios are super important to the Silent Hill franchise.
I kind of knew that, though. I knew that they're important, but I never knew the significance exactly. And obviously there's all the radios in here, but I've never known, like... I don't know why they're important, I just know that they are. It's interesting to me that, like, you're mentioning things about the Silent Hill franchise, but when I asked you if I needed to play them all, you're like, no, just 2.
Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, that is my stance, because I'm a Silent Hill 2 fan. I'm not a Silent Hill fan. I mean, I've played the other ones and I like them, but Silent Hill 2, I think, is the pinnacle of the franchise and largely stands alone. I also, 4 is probably my second favorite one, and that's not a popular opinion. Although I feel like these days people have come more around on Silent Hill 4. And
one day they'll be back with us on Other M, Blake.
Yes.
Not really.
No.
Oh, yay.
Yay, a flashlight.
Flashlight will make things less terrifying. Oh. Well, have you ever seen Eraserhead?
I haven't, actually.
I mean, there's a definite Eraserhead influence on the entire thing. If I were to give you a reading, it's David Lynch through surreal stuff dealing with the fact of becoming a father. Like, the whole thing is about him and dealing with his child and such, but doing it through weird metaphors. And similar to like this in Death Stranding with their baby fatherhood's fixation, it feels kind of on a piece with that.
Okay.
So when I first played this, it's like, oh,
that's interesting. The Silent Hill games.
Heather says, do not have him watch it. His wife is pregnant again.
Fair point. So
tell him to watch it in like 3 years.
I probably will. So that's a Norman Reedus model, right? We just can't.
Yeah. Yep. We don't get to see him until the very end.
Yep. So another movie that's a huge influence on the Silent Hill franchise is Jacob's Ladder. I've never actually watched it.
I've never seen Jacob's Ladder.
Ooh, okay. Maybe that's a thing we need to do.
That's something we should do. Yeah,
because as a teenager with limited access to a lot of stuff, because like the internet wasn't, everywhere. Growing up, I always read on the internet that Jacob's Ladder was, an important thing for Silent Hill, but never had access to the movie.
I should look it up on Just Watch and see where it is.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what it's about. I know the name, but that's about it.
It had something to do with a war veteran and PTSD and stuff, but so now we hear her breathing. It's dark.
Would it be weird for me to read the boss fight book after only playing Silent Hill 2 and not the rest of the franchise?
No, not at all, because that book is about Silent Hill 2. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I just wasn't sure how much it kind of reaches out.
There you can see a reflection. I don't know if it's coming through on this.
Just barely.
Yeah.
But it is a really cool detail.
Yeah,
and that rain coming down looks good.
Yeah.
This game, there's a 204863. This game, more than anything, always makes me terrified whenever you turn around.
Right.
But it's behind you. It's like, look behind you.
And she's actually behind you at all times.
Yeah. Gouge it out.
That took me a stupid long time to figure out.
Oh my god, that took me yes. I think that takes everyone a stupid long time. It's really unintuitive.
Mm-hmm. More baby crying.
We got the writing on the top. And we got the writing on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hi, Lisa. Could you not do that?
I've actually never seen her back away like that.
I don't think I like her backing away like that.
No, I do not. That gives me nasty chills.
Yeah, there are times I've done this where it's like, I know what to do next. I think I just want to go through another loop, and maybe it'll be more light next time. The whole way.
Right.
That would be nice, right?
So one point that I was making is that this game is way more freaky to me in quarantine, having spent so much more time at home.
In one space over and over again. I mean, but I don't think that there is a particular trigger for getting the fridge of blood.
Okay.
I've seen it at different points. I think it's just a thing that sometimes happens.
Okay. It's a lot of blood.
Yeah. There's an order, but I don't know that there's necessarily a how many times to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
The colored lighting changes are cool and weirdly
matter.
Yeah.
It does a really good job of being quite light in the beginning and going very subtly darker and
Yeah.
This is a game I would want to actually know more about the development of than practically anything else.
Right. This is just so upsetting. That.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Alright, so now go over to the phone.
The phone?
Yeah. I've read that. So, do you see those letters?
Yes.
Hello. So, you remember the thing I'm calling you over on the other wall. So, look at that. Now, go look at the wall. Turn to the right. Go back to where the second floor stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So, go down this way straight. And then, so there's a thing that's going to say, I'm calling you from HEL. So, we're going to go. We need to get another letter, don't we?
Huh.
So go back to the other wall, and basically looking at the letter moves it. As you go back and forth, the letters disappear.
That's okay. I never noticed that.
Yeah, you can have this happen by just wandering and not notice what's happening, but that's what's going on.
Okay.
Is the letters, every time you go and look back and forth, a letter disappears and it moves to the other one.
I hate that so much. Not.
Yeah, maybe just go. Go. That, again, like that's always my thing. It's just like, when in doubt, just go through the door. Just things are freaky. Just run. Maybe the next loop will not be as freaky. Nope, it's freaky.
Yep, got the hell lamp.
I don't like the hell lamp.
And Swedish or something.
Yeah.
Imagine this thing with like some ray tracing on it. It'd be too much.
That's the thing. I actually feel like there's a certain flatness to it that makes it feel more like ray tracing is great for like the Spider-Man hyperreal, that comic book realism or cyberpunk, but for like an old dirty door, I think I want it to be So
okay, here's the
eyes.
Super fast weird, yeah. And I know what to do here, sort of. So this actually changes the layout into an even weirder loop.
Yep.
Where you actually turn left. Haha.
Oh my god.
And like it's actually lit in here, and there's no fetus.
Isn't that pleasant?
I spent so much time stuck on stuck on
this loop.
Yeah.
It's a freaking
Here we go.
Freaky loop. Yeah.
So you can't actually see anything as you.
I don't think so.
I'm afraid to like look around too much for fear that I let go of the stick. But
yeah, I don't think there's anything in there.
Weird observation. It's European outlets.
Huh. That no turning back now.
Sweet.
It is interesting about the European outlets.
Yeah.
Here, go look at that again.
Fire, so you drowned your sorrows in booze. She has to get a part-time job working a grocery store cash register. Only reason she could earn a wage at all is the manager liked how she looked in a skirt. You remember?
This voice is so funny.
Exactly 10
I love the
months
voice.
back.
So yeah, you need to watch that video I sent you because it breaks down the timeline of 10 months back to.
Oh, I'll probably watch it once we're done tonight.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited, but I wanted to go through it again.
Yeah.
The eyeball paintings are perfect.
We're moving slowly again. And there's no
I
baby.
I like that.
In the long hallway.
The long. Things are gonna get weird again soon. They're gonna get Kojima.
We really need to get back into some Metal Gear too.
We will. I think we both needed
Yeah.
other things. It's been a hell of a year.
It sure has been. I also need to finish Death Stranding. But I think I'm going to do that on the PS5 Pro, though.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or, I mean PS5.
Yeah. PS5 playing the game, so it looks much better.
Yeah.
I think...
Is this where we need to start pixel hunting, or... This is where
you
I got
can
stopped.
Start pixel hunting, so you can start doing it here, but you haven't actually got it there. So did you see that?
Yeah.
You're gonna need to keep going through. We're gonna get some more glitches.
Okay. But I can't go through.
All right, go back. I think we need to trigger some more glitches before you can go through. The game's gonna do a fake crash before we can move forward, I think.
Oh, okay. There's a kill screen.
We're gotta get to the kill screen.
Okay.
I'll go tell Heather. There's a Donkey Kong kill screen. Hey, just want you to know, there's a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up.
This is a sweet effect. Gosh, I didn't see this.
That's why I was like, oh, you need to get all the glitches. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, this is cool.
And they continue. I like that they're changing. It turns out Psycho Mantis did it all.
That's cool. That's very cool.
It's still going.
Mm-hmm.
Things are continuing. Like, I love this game.
I like this is fictitious. It can't hurt you.
We haven't gotten taken down by Lisa, which is also...
Yeah, I expected her to be behind us at one point, and she wasn't.
Whenever I play, she's normally killed me by now.
I know this thing's a thing.
The bag. It's just a bag of something bloody. Nothing to see here.
It's cool how much they can do with such a simple space.
Yeah. So do you want to do some pixel hunting?
Sure.
I've got a walkthrough, because that's the thing I don't actually remember.
I know there's one here. Wait.
Yes.
There. Yes.
There.
Yep.
Grab that one.
Okay, we got that one, so we get that message.
Yeah, and I can tell you what these mean. That's why I said they're all in different languages. The fragment inside the plant's pot to the right at the very start of the hallway. That one.
This one?
Yep. Got that. There's one on the floor by the clock cabinet.
Don't like this.
No, I know. This is always like real unnerving. You can see it there. Yeah. The third is on the very corner of the hallway near the teddy bear on the floor. So, keep going. Yeah.
Up there.
The next one behind the right, so right after the bathroom, behind the right pillar, search kind of close to the ceiling. Like, go into the atrium. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And then there's one more. So go to the bottom, go down the stairs, but don't go quite out. So, and then you're gonna turn around and look up. Can't remember where it is exactly here. It's at the bottom of or it's actually on the stairs. So down low, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Somewhere
Yep,
there.
I see it.
And that is the last one. I can I'll tell you what they mean.
Okay.
If you want to go through, you've now got them all. So there's first one's in Portuguese. It says, "I whispered your name, but the wind of the night took your voice away." Then in Italian, "I didn't move anymore during the waiting. His hand slipped on my hand." Then in Japanese, "It was a cold hand, body was trembling." Then in English, "Never moving a step, his hand in mine. I waited for it to pass." Then finally in German, "And through the mist of fading consciousness, I believed I heard a phone." We actually didn't get one of the airs that I've seen before. It's like a full-on crash, so that's interesting.
This picture's so like Laura Palmer.
Yeah, very, very. So we should do the thing to finish it. But yeah, you don't actually need to do the pixel hunt, I don't believe.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, people thought.
No.
I don't know what to do.
I don't either.
I think we're just dead. I don't know. Run, but there's nowhere to run. Maybe she won't be there.
Right. My skin's just crawling.
Alright. So the thing we need to do now is we need to wait until the clock turns to 0000.
The digital clock?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there'll be a bell that begins ringing.
Okay. It says 000.
Alright. So from any location, move exactly 10 steps and be sure to stop immediately after the 10th step. It can be against a wall or something. And then stop, and then we should eventually hear a baby laugh.
Okay, so... Okay. Now what?
Alright, so that's the first baby laugh is getting that one. Now
it's vibrating.
Good. Vibrating is good.
Okay.
All right. From any location, you're going to speak Jack into the microphone. Then you're going to need to stay completely still for 3 full seconds.
The phone's ringing.
Okay, go answer the phone. Yes. I don't know. Once the bell begins ringing, I think you need to do the other two. So I think that means that we did the first one right. And so we need to say Jack.
Jack.
And then just completely still for 3 full seconds while it continues to check.
Jack.
Yeah. I do not like this. Maybe you go through again. I don't know. So freaky.
She is. It's just very unnatural movement. Very Japanese horror.
But so long as the phone's ringing, we want to... Yeah.
Okay. Jack. Jack.
Because did we get the first baby laugh?
We did.
I thought we did. Yeah.
We did. We totally did. And then the controller started vibrating, and then the phone started ringing.
Yeah.
Jack.
Eventually, it'll say we've been chosen when we get the third baby laugh. This is one of them.
Jack.
Could also go with Jareth.
Jareth. Oh, there we go. Something happened.
Shit. Jareth happened.
Okay.
Alright, so then the third one, did your controller vibrate again, probably?
No, not that time.
Alright, well, who knows. The other one is to stand still and do absolutely nothing again, and eventually the when the telephone says, when the message says you've been chosen, approach the telephone. So we might just go over and see if we've actually done it already, because we feel like maybe we did. Nah.
You've been chosen.
There we go.
Alright, there we go. You did not get killed by her. She freaked us out. At least she freaked me out.
She freaked me out. She freaked me out.
But I don't... Yeah, like, I always get killed. Why I don't like the pixel hunt and such is because, like, wandering back and forth, eventually she usually gets you. So we can tell people this was a no-kill, perfect 100% run of PT.
Sweet. That was such a...
Such a drag.
Kind of food, dressed the same, sitting in front of the same kind of games. Yeah, he was just that kind of guy. And then one day he goes and kills
See? It's about Konami, man.
That's what I said. What I said is Dad Konami. Remember?
Dad is Konami. The same kinds of games. Like, Konami doesn't want innovation.
He was dying of boredom anyway.
But guess what? I will be coming back.
As Kojima Studios.
Toys with me.
Bring my new toys with me. Yeah, that is the most meta message ever. That definitely is talking about leaving the company.
Yep.
I don't think it can be read any other way. Like, it actually makes no sense anything but meta.
Mm-hmm. Well, and, you know, everything he's done is so damn personal. And there's a Giant Bomb E3 interview where they do their couch stuff, and they had one of the people from Kojima Productions that was talking about how personal the stuff is to Kojima.
Awesome.
And his father issues. Like, Metal Gear Solid is about Kojima's father issues.
I would love to check that out. Because, yeah, it's so hard to get Japanese developers to talk about anything that matters. And anything you'd want to hear about. He looks a lot better here than he does in Death Stranding, just because he has...
He doesn't have a bad ponytail?
Yeah, he's got really bad hair and facial hair in Death Stranding, and you spend a lot of time looking at it.
Yeah. So the choice to do Silent Hills is a weird name, but there's so much I wanted to know.
Well, clearly these are all the people we need to interview, not that any of them want to say anything.
Right.
I was going to say one of the 2 games to use the Fox engine, but actually 3 since you played Survive.
Mm-hmm. Survive. Pro Evolution Soccer also used it.
Oh.
Yep.
Thanks, Konami.
Yep. I like Survive. And that's it. And it starts over.
Yeah, you'd asked me how long to play. I said about like 45 minutes or so. I think that was a pretty fast run through.
Yeah, that went pretty darn fast. I mean, it helps with the pixel hunt portion and that we didn't get killed.
Not getting killed.
Doesn't that bag start like moving at some point if you get killed a few times?
Yeah, it sure vibrate.
Yeah.
I don't know what causes it to vibrate, and like it starts leaking as well, I think. So I've seen a lot of weird stuff in this from wandering for a while. Because if you do spend time wandering the halls, Lisa will eventually kill you.
Yes, and it's also horrifying because she gets right up in your grill.
Yeah, it's kind of want us to see that just to include it, but then again, I don't want to see it because I don't want to see it.
Right. I mean, people have seen it. It's unpleasant. But look at this nice hallway.
But yeah, like the lighting change. Like the first time you go through, it is like a little off, but it's not a completely inhospitable space. Versus 20 minutes from now, and it's like, please get me out of this space for the love of God.
Like, I feel so fortunate that my house doesn't have hallways, really. It's a pretty open floor plan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, like, story-wise, this is Lisa. That's Dad. Are you one of the children? Who are you?
I think that you're a child.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like, the dad went crazy. I mean, the other interpretation would be that you're the dad, but it doesn't feel like you are.
No, and like, you're Norman Reedus. Like, I feel like the reflection in the mirror is pretty clearly the same model from the Silent Hills little trailer reveal at the end, and the dude in these pictures is clearly not Norman Reedus.
Yeah, that is for sure. So yeah, it feels to me like you're supposed to be the son of a father who killed his wife.
Yeah.
That's how I read it.
So, like, I'd have to get my facts straight, but like, and you'll watch that video, but what was, kind of put forth, if I remember right, is that the trailer you're talking about with the footage of, that was actually made before this.
I think it was. I think it came out before PT.
And that's what was shown to Guillermo del Toro to get him involved.
I would get anyone involved. It is one hell of a trailer.
It is. But like, also kind of like weirdly monstery, like when this isn't, like the tone is pretty different from this. But yeah, I don't know. Like, as a fan of Silent Hill, I've played a lot of Silent Hill games though, but if I had to play 10 hours of this, I don't think I'd make it.
Yeah. I don't want this to be that, but I love that it's a, like, maybe an hour game. And watching that trailer and watching the little bits of actual Silent Hills footage, it doesn't feel like this is the whole game. It feels like there is going to be a lot of like house-based environments and running, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be this. I've said this before, I think on the podcast, this is the only walking simulator I like.
So it's interesting that you say that because, oh wait, that picture changed. Okay, sorry.
A lot of things change.
Yeah.
You can easily miss all the changes. Yeah.
Because like, that's the Laura Palmer picture. I was like, that's the Laura Palmer picture. So Mike Drucker, in his book, Boss Fight book that he just published, basically talks about Silent Hill 2 being a bit of a walking simulator, which is funny.
Interesting.
Because it has combat and stuff, but it's the combat is not the focus. And that's kind of one of the things I've been trying to tell you about it, is that
other thing is my other two, like, possibly not walking simulators I like are the first 20 minutes of BioShock and the first 20 minutes of BioShock Infinite. And those games fall apart. But but they both begin very well with these walking simulator stuff, and like when you first go up into the clouds and you're just exploring the environment, that was the most fun I had in that game.
Did you ever play Minerva's Den for BioShock 2?
Yes.
Because that was the team that went on to make Gone Home and stuff, or,
largely. I was not impressed by Minerva's Den the way everyone else was. I thought it was a good BioShock game, but it was still like, I don't know, and at that point in time, I'd spent enough time wandering around listening to tape fragments. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, cool. Well, thanks for walking me through this. I'm glad to have finally finished it. I'm glad I didn't get horribly murdered by Lisa.
Yeah, I think that was a pleasant surprise. But yeah, so used to that, and because I'm used to that, I just am kind of on edge the whole time watching.
It's
Waiting for it to happen.
Legitimately unnerving, and you hear that radio static distortion and you know something bad's coming up, especially if you're, so like in the Silent Hill games, your radio, so since a lot of it is fixed camera, you can't see around corners, so the radio is used when monsters are nearby. Static comes on over the radio, so it tells you that something is nearby, that even if you can't necessarily see it.
Gotcha.
So
that's a cool mechanic. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to play 2 soon, but I think tonight I'm gonna check out that video, because every time I go through this, the game always makes me excited again.
It's a cool thing. It's a very cool thing. I'm glad it's so short. It's like it's a really
the right length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really neat experience.
I think one thing that always strikes me about it, and it's been years since it came out, is that very rarely will you have a game with a AAA budget, and ultimately it's a tiny game, but for this space it looks beautiful. But that is so different. I mean, this is more different than most indie games, more different than most games ever made, but it also looks like this. So it's like a completely unique point in game history in so many ways, and I'm happy. I don't want to play it all the time, but it's something I will happily play or watch once a year. Just enjoy.
I'll keep my PS4 around for it. I mean, it's kind of that important.
It's my PT machine.
Yep, and it'll be a sad day when this thing dies. But weird observation as I'm messing with this that I just find weird. The strafing animation, when you go to the right, you do a pretty heavy lean. When you go to the left, you barely lean at all. Just a weird thing.
Oh, that's because you got a limp, Norman.
Yep.
Maybe you'd learn about it if you played Death Stranding more. No,
right. When he peels off that toe, Neil. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. Have a good one, and we'll talk later. Bye.